Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like you're doing all of the things, running your business, juggling life, but deep down, you feel like something just feels off? Maybe you're craving a sisterhood of women who get what it means to build a business with heart and soul. If that's you, I've got something that's going to change everything. The Life Challenge. For 3 days, starting on December 16th, we'll dive into creating your crystal clear vision, aligning your energy with abundance, and stepping in to that authentic, soul led leadership that lives inside of you. My love, this is about real transformation, clarity, connection, and tools to attract success and ease. And the best part, it's totally free. So head on over to www.pausebreathwork.com/challenge to save your spot, and I'll see you there. Let's do this together. In this episode, I'm going to share the deep story and what was going on psychologically in my mind when I decided to shut down my very profitable 7-figure business overnight and start Pause Breathwork. Let's get into it.
Can't be contained.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right, I'm still trying to get over this cold. It's lingering. I'm doing all the things. I'm saunaing. I'm taking vitamin C. I'm going for IVs. I'm getting hydrated. I'm just like, this cold is lingering. I feel good though in my body. My body feels like so good and energized, but dang, it's this little late night radio DJ type of I don't even know if that's what it is. This weird frickin' voice is just it's just here. It's just going to be with us today, okay? Here on the Can't Be Contained podcast. You guys, so much going on in our community right now. So much going on with my life mastermind clients, like watching those babies rise and just pour their hearts into their missions and then watching their missions grow and just seeing them all over the world thrive just like makes my heart sing. And then seeing our Pause Breathwork students just absolutely pour their hearts into becoming breathwork facilitators and seeing the thousands of alumni we have all over the world, like shit's just feeling energy rich. It's just feeling good. And I wanted to share this podcast for a few reasons. Number one, because I want to give you guys contrast on what it was like for me to run a business in the masculine, run a business from a place of just overwhelm and frustration, and then what it's like now running Pause from this very feminine place. And I really want to go through and kind of like break down the reasons why I decided to shut down Hungry for Happiness and really pivot like literally overnight. It wasn't even like a let me think about this. It was like a this must happen now. And I know there's a lot of you who are running businesses, doing the thing, and it's not feeling the way that you want it to feel, and it's not going the way that you want it to go. And I hope this episode serves as a reminder and a invitation for you to really step in and try something else. Try it in a different way. I'm not saying listen to this podcast and burn down your business, although for some of you, maybe that is the right thing to do. But we can actually change the where we're coming from. We can change our energy. We can change our perception. We can change our perspective. We can change the way we do it, and it will actually change everything. So I remember just for so long, like so many days, I would wake up and I had this successful, profitable, multi 7-figure business that I resented every single day. I resented it. I started my business because I wanted to help women who struggled with emotional eating. I started my business because I wanted to give people the transmission of what it can be like to live a life where you're not bound by food in your body. And honestly, like I feel like I'm going to come back to this work one day because I still feel like, oh, it's such a good mission. It's so powerful. I just needed to let it go for the time being. But I started this business and I had so much success right away. Like, it was like as soon as I quit my job working as a waitress in a restaurant, and right away it was like I was making 20K a month, 30K a month, 50. I'm like, what is going on? This is so wild. And so I, started looking around and I was like, well, I need to hire some mentors. And the communities that I ran in at the time and the masterminds that I was in, the mentors were all like male mentors who were running these very digital marketing focused businesses. They were doing that at the time. Maybe they still are now. And so I was like, well, they're going to teach me how to scale. They're going to teach me how to do this. So I began to dismiss my intuition and dismiss what I knew was best for my business and listen to people who I thought had all the answers. And that was one of my biggest mistakes in my business. And that's sort of where I began to give my power away, because I would hire these people, pay them a crap ton of money, give my power away, think that they knew more than me. And in some ways they did. But where I messed up was I didn't gut check my intuition. I denied the internal feminine wisdom that was in my body. And I just sort of like, this makes sense. Yeah. Roll out that funnel, do that strategy. Let's do this. Let's do this. And I didn't listen to this deeper calling inside of me. And so I would lock my room, lock myself in my office all day long. You know, it'd be like 3 p.m. and I'm like, I forgot to eat today again. Thank goodness I have an amazing husband now who reminds me to eat. But back then I didn't. And I would spend all day long locked in my office, not eating, not going for a walk, not doing anything other than trying to make this thing work. And it was working, but I was afraid. I'm like, this is working. What if it doesn't, what if it stops working? Right. And so I kept just having this belief of like, I just need to do this for a little bit longer. And then finally, like, I'll be able to take a break. I just need to have that next hire. This funnel just needs to work. This on-demand webinar just needs to optimize, like whatever it is. I kept waiting for that thing to happen so that I could feel liberated in what I was doing. And guess what? That day never came. I felt like I was on this lonely island of isolation where I was making everybody else happy except for me. And that was a moment where I'm like, dang, like I'm resenting my business because I'm pouring all this energy, all this passion, everything into this thing. But at the end of the day, when I put my head down on the pillow, I wasn't happy. No amount of money, no amount of accolades, no amount of top 30 under 30, no amount of anything, stages booked. It's not going to give you the sense of fulfillment if you're operating from this place of like proving, achieving, pushing, going, masculine force, go, go, go. And so I knew I needed to make a change. I knew something needed to give, I could feel my confidence honestly like taking a hit because I was feeling so shitty in my energy. I was feeling so shitty with myself. And I feel like I lost my spark and I lost the reason why I started it in the first place. I'm like, man, I started this business because I was so passionate about helping women. I was so passionate about somatic work. I was so passionate about the breath. I was so passionate about this, but like I lost my way. I got caught up in spreadsheets. I got caught up in scaling. I adapted someone else's view of like, yeah, you should crush it. You should do it this way. And ultimately I was burning my soul out and my soul was like, dude, and I wasn't listening for a long time. And so I lost my light for a little bit. I dimmed my light. I conformed to what I thought I needed to do in order to be quote unquote successful. And so I had this moment where I was driving from LA back to San Diego where I live. And I just asked God, I said, what do you want me to do? Like, what am I meant to do? And I could hear the voice so clearly come in and say, you need to teach the world to breathe. And at this point in time, I had no intention of starting a breathwork company. I was a breathwork student for like 8 years. I was certified in like 9 different modalities. I was incorporating it into into Hungry for Happiness. I was teaching it. I was, doing things, but I thought that's all I was going to do. I didn't think anything else. I didn't think that I would build a breathwork company. But this came in so clear. And as soon as I got that message of like, you need to teach the world to breathe, right away, it was like, it's called Pause Breathwork. And it was just as clear as day. Like I could not make that up. And so I remember for weeks on end getting woken up at 3:14 every single morning, and just the intelligence, the inspiration for Pause was just streaming through. And I would get up like a mad scientist, and I would put, the large sticky notes all over the walls, and I would just write and write and write and write and write. And I remember I was living with my friend Angie Lee at the time. She would wake up, at like 9:30, and she'd be like, "What is going on in here? You've been up all night. What are you doing?" And I just knew I had tapped into something. And I remember having this very clear conversation with God. And it went a little something like this: I need to burn the boats and I need to start over. And I promise, if I start over and I burn this company down and I start this one, I promise to do it in this new way. I promise to do it in this new energy. And so that was my burn the boats moment of it. And it literally happened overnight. You guys, for those of you who've been following me for that long, like all of a sudden I was like, I'm the breathwork girl now. I do breathwork. And everyone's like, wait, I'm so confused. I'm like, yeah, it's okay. Be confused. Just come along. It's going to be fun. And it has been fun. But it was in that moment where I said to myself, I am not going to run this business like a man anymore. I am going to collaborate with God in this business. I'm going to collaborate with my intuition. I'm not going to think that I need to hire people in order to give my power away, So I said yes to it, but I made this declaration, this promise that I'm only going to do it in a way that feels good. I'm only going to do it in a way that feels that where my experience actually matters more than the mission. And that was a freaking breakthrough. I think sometimes when we have mission-focused businesses, we're like, I'm doing it for the mission. I'm doing it for the mission. I'm doing it for the mission. And it's great. But at the same time, we're self-sacrificing. And you can only self-sacrifice enough until you get burnt out and you become resentful and you're like, I hate this business. You burn it all to the ground and you're like, I'm going to go work at State Farm Insurance because they have pizza on Fridays. Not actually, right? That's what I did. That's what I decided to do. And I looked around and I thought, who is building a business from this place? Who else is building a business from this feminine aligned place, this place where we just feel good? It's like we're doing it from a feminine leadership point of view. We're doing it where we're using our heart as our strategy. We're doing it where we realize that collaboration and connection is the lifeblood of business. I got stuck in the girl boss babe situation for so long, hustling for my worth and stuck in perfectionism. And it was like that proving energy, that lack energy. I was ignoring my nervous system. I was ignoring my mental health. I was ignoring my wellness. I was ignoring my body's cues to say, stop, slow down, don't do this, pull back on this. I wasn't listening. And it was putting me into this place of just like burnout, feeling resentful, feeling caged. I was drenched in perfectionism. And I'm like, there has to be another way. And so I kept listening to my intuition and I kept asking God and I kept saying, what is this way? Like, if you want me to do another one of these social impact businesses, if you want me to do this and you're going to put me through this again, I was like pissed at that time. You gotta show me the way. Cause like, I don't fucking know how to do this. And so that was the moment where I just kept listening. I kept listening. And I was like, what is this new way? I want to build this business in a way that feels emotionally responsible. It feels aligned. It feels like I am centering my experience as well as impacting the world. I don't want to self-sacrifice. I don't want to feel like crap 24/7. I don't want to do this. There is another way. And so I realized like the new way is the embodied leader. The new way is, God-led mission or spirit-led mission. If your word's not God, use something else, source-led mission. I realized the new way is embodying our truth and like knowing our worth, not understanding our worth, not realizing, oh, we are worthy. It's a true embodiment of worth. Like can every cell of your body know itself as infinitely worthy? It's not even a negotiation. You don't have to earn it. It just is what it is. And when you're that anchored and you're that connected to that part of you, truth just streams out of you. Intelligence just streams out of you. You just know your next best move. You know your next marketing strategy. You know your next signature offer. You know what to do. to pitch that corporation or to offer your services here or you just know. And your intuition is riding not shotgun, but like freaking driving the entire thing. And yes, you can have mentors in the back seat. And yes, you can have people there with you to consult. But yo, you know what to do, right? The new way is a woman who knows the mission on her life and she pursues it every single day. And it's not shiny and crazy and sparkly every single day, but it's true every single day. She knows that abundance is her birthright. And not just abundance of money, but abundance in everything. Abundance in everything. And so these are the elements that I really learned. 3 of the top elements of like how to create a successful business, how to have a profitable, successful business, and not just success on a spreadsheet, but success in your way of being and your way of living. Number 1, business is a spiritual practice. Pause Breathwork is my spiritual practice. Every single day, this business pokes on all of my insecurities. And every single day, this business highlights meets my needs, if you will. Right? It's like it meets my needs for significance. It meets my needs for uncertainty, for variety. If you're familiar with Tony Robbins' 6 human needs, it meets them all. Let's see if I can do it. Significance, variety, certainty, contribution, growth, and love and connection. I think I got them all. So pause meets those in abundance every single day, but then also pokes on my triggers every single day. And so if I use those triggers as teachers and I'm constantly growing, then pause is constantly growing, right? The business can't grow if I don't grow. Businesses don't fail because of the wrong marketing strategy. They grow because of the psychology of the leader or the lack of leadership in the leader. Number 2, energy over strategy. Your energy is the most important thing in your business. The fabric of your energy, the vibration of your energy flows through absolutely everything in your business at all times. No pressure, but it does, right? Your team feels it. Your clients feel it. Your vendors feel it. Your everything. If I'm having a bad day, my team knows about it. And I know the cost of me being in a negative energy state. So I prioritize that, right? It's like, I'm not going to, if the results aren't coming in, I'm not going to go, let me figure out everything that's wrong. I'm going to go, let me get myself in the most powerful, abundant, clear state, the most confident state I can possibly get in. And then let me approach this from a place of alignment and abundance so that I can actually solve problems that are going to create change. And number 3, business is artistry. Business is artistry. This is your art. This is your creation, right? I believe that we are all vessels for the divine. I believe that God is working through us every single day, and we get to use our mission. We get to use our bodies. We get to use our voice. We get to use our energy. We get to use our creativity. We get to use our writing. We get to use our speaking as messengers from the divine. And I believe that that's art. That's art, right? I'm creating art right now with this podcast. I'm using my voice to create artistry. You are listening to it. You are feeling something. Maybe you're inspired. Maybe you're curious, whatever it is. It's creating an impact. Art has an impact on humanity. And so how can we use our businesses as artistry? And how can we change the world, not through working harder, but through our energy? So again, business is a spiritual practice. It is the greatest personal development journey of your life. We are constantly healing and awakening, healing and awakening, healing and awakening. And our businesses cannot grow and evolve if we don't. Number 2, energy over strategy. We got to get this energy over strategy, making sure that you are in an aligned, powerful, confident state as much as humanly possible. So that energy then is being poured into your business, poured into your podcast, poured into your clients. And then it's creating such an incredible ROI, not ROI in like investing, but in inspiration, right? Return on inspiration, like pouring it in, getting inspired. Other people are getting inspired. And there's like this beautiful, radiant energy. And number 3, business is art. It's artistry. It is the greatest artistry that we have. And so I am speaking to the woman now. I'm speaking to the woman now who is feeling stuck in her business. You have a great mission on your life. You're just feeling stuck. Maybe you're feeling that sense of just burnout. Like, man, I know I want to do this. I see the vision, but dang, I'm feeling burnt out. I'm feeling isolated. Maybe you're on lonely islands and you're thinking that you need to do everything on your own. And because of that, maybe you're thinking like, man, I'm missing out on opportunities because I'm not out in the world being the light. I'm stuck behind my computer behind a P&L, right? And maybe you have this deep sense of overwhelm, like you're losing control or you've lost it, like, oh man, maybe I don't have what I used to have. It's all not true. Maybe you're feeling this deep sense of like dissatisfaction in your business. Yeah. Maybe your confidence is being knocked because it's just been a hard season. Yeah. So I want you to know you are not alone. And I feel you on like the deepest freaking level. And I want to invite you into applying for the Life Mastermind, which is my 12-month journey. I take on a group of women once a year and we go on a journey together to give life to the missions that are on our heart, to do business from a place of energy over strategy, understanding that when we prioritize our energy, when we heal the trauma and the blocks that are holding us back, we can really set ourselves free, right? We can allow ourselves to be in this place of infinite wealth, infinite abundance, and not just in money, but in everything. It's amazing to make bank, and we do. And making money when the rest of our life feels like it's falling apart is actually it doesn't feel that good. So how can we allow ourselves to like make like go for the $1 million a year, do the thing that you want to do, multi-million, whatever it is that you want, but how can we really center our experience in it? How can we center our experience in it? You're someone who you want to change the world. You just want to do it in a way that feels good. You want to move from that like hustle, hustle, hustle to a place of alignment where you can hear your voice, you can hear your truth. You don't want to get caught up in like the bro digital marketing step by step. This is how you grow a business, but you want to stay aligned with your mission. You want to feel alive and energized and excited, right? You want to bring play back into your business. You want to bring fun back into your business, right? Using your energy to like really activate your clients and just have fun together and play together. You want to be in that place of divine synchronicities where things are just working out for you moment by moment, day by day. It's just working, it's just clicking. This is for you if you know that there's that next level and you don't want to get to that next level through more forcing, more hustling, more blah. You want to get to it through alignment, through energy, through tapping into your feminine nature, through using your creativity. And you want to do it in a community of people who are doing the exact same thing with you. That's part of the reason why I built this mastermind, because I looked around the world and I was like, anyone else doing it like this? Because it's possible. And so I invite you to apply for the Life Mastermind for 2025 if this resonates with you. I invite you to apply for the Life Mastermind if you're ready to do business in the new way. I invite you to apply if you feel excited about being immersed in a community of leaders and healers, business owners, female entrepreneurs who are truly here to change the world, who are truly here to make their mark on the world. I invite you to head on over to pausebreathwork.com/mastermind. When you go to pausebreathwork.com/mastermind, it's also in the show notes. I want to learn a little bit about you. I want to hear a little bit about you. I read absolutely every single application that comes in. I want to catch a vibe for who you are, what you want to create in the world, who you want to be. And if it feels like an aligned fit, I would love, love, love to welcome you into the mastermind. So head on over to pausebreathwork.com/mastermind. We are doing something incredible until January 12th, which is when we cut off. Number one, I'm giving you $5,000 off the tuition of the program. Number two, I'm going to give you my entire 6-figure suite for free. That's six-figure speaker, six-figure retreats, as well as our Pause Business Accelerator. That's a total of $15,000 of free value. And I'm also going to be giving you the retreat that we are going to be going on in 2025, included in that price as well. So if you feel called, head on over to pausebreathwork.com/mastermind. And I really hope I get to see you in there. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Can't be contained.